Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, comes out with a brand new video. Before we get into the video, hit that sub button, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts on this video. Can we get to 1,370 subscribers? Is that possible? Can we get 5 likes on this video? Can we? We haven't hit it the last 2 videos, so is it possible we could get 5 likes on this video? But without further ado, let's get into the video. Man, yesterday was an incredible day for NBA fans in general. Saw upsets, saw defeats, saw German sweep. It was just crazy yesterday. So I gotta start off with my team, the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The New York Knicks officially gentlemen swept the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1 in a game where the New York Knicks just looked like they wanted it more. They came out with the heart, they came out with the passion to win the game, and it just looked like the Cleveland Cavaliers just didn't do that. They just didn't look like they wanted it, and you saw that. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson. All those guys worked hard to get that W, and it just looked like the New York Knicks were the superior team. In where, if you're looking talent wise, the New York Knicks are not superior in talent compared to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, and those are both all stars. And the New York Knicks only have one all star in Julius Randle, who got hurt in the first half of the game and didn't get to play. And we saw that when he was starting to get into his rhythm, he got hurt. He stepped on Evan Mobley's foot, and he got hurt. He hurt his left ankle, which he hurt before the season ended. So he missed the last 5 games, and then he missed the first game of the playoffs in the Cleveland Cavaliers series. So we're going to see how that affects the New York Knicks going into round 2 against the Miami Heat, who also gentlemen swept the Bucks. But we'll get into that. So the New York Knicks just beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. They beat the allegations in what a lot of people would say, where the New York Knicks are not our talented team. So first it was they're not going to make the play-in. Then they're not going to be a top 60. Then they're not going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a lot of things that have gone against the New York Knicks. The national media does not like the New York Knicks, and we see it time and time again. Now, they're discrediting the New York Knicks by saying that the Cleveland Cavaliers were inexperienced and they're a young team. But if you look at it, the New York Knicks are also a young team. They had 4 guys as well, just like the Cleveland Cavaliers, that haven't played in the playoffs. Mitchell Robinson didn't get to play in the playoffs. Quentin Grimes didn't get to play in the playoffs. Josh Hart didn't get to play in the playoffs. Neither did Deuce McBride. So we had young players that didn't get to play in the playoffs, and this was also their first time. So, I just kind of find it that it's a little bit biased towards the opposite team against the New York Knicks. But, it was a good win. Jalen Brunson played his heart out. He played like the guy. But I want to give the MVP, the most valuable player, to Mitchell Robinson. He looked like a man amongst boys. Throughout the series, we heard that the Cleveland Cavaliers big men, Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, were going to dominate the New York Knicks and that they are the superior bigs. But Mitchell Robinson has something to say. He was amazing. It just doesn't make sense how he's so adept at getting rebounds. He had 11 offensive rebounds, 18 total rebounds against the Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley Knicks. He single-handedly out-rebounded the entire big man, both those big men. And him and Josh Hart together out-rebounded the entire Cleveland Cavaliers team. I think they had like 31 rebounds by just those two self. Josh Hart had 12. Mitchell Robinson had 18. It was just incredible to see how Mitchell Robinson dominated with his physicality against Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, and where he was looked to be the worst of the 3 big men. And he clearly came out with the physicality, and he showed guys that he is a real deal. He is the best offensive rebounder in the NBA by far. R.J. Barrett had a spectacular playoffs last 3 games, where he put up like 22 points in the last 3 games, about 4 rebounds, about 3 assists on pretty solid efficiency. I want to say it was like 44% from the field. The 3-point still needs work, but it was 31 from the 3 in those 3 games. But for the entire playoffs, it was 25%. And his free throws, although it started off very well, it kind of trailed down to 75% for the series, which is still pretty good. Jalen Brunson, he is the superstar for the New York Knicks, and I think Jalen Brunson needs his credit. I really think that the Jalen Brunson superstar or all-star talks need to start happening right now. It's been 2 years in a row where Jalen Brunson has defeated Donovan Mitchell, and a lot of people call Donovan Mitchell an all-star, a superstar, one of the top 20 best players. I think Jalen Brunson needs to be in that conversation, and whatever happens in this Miami Heat versus New York Knicks series, I think Jalen Brunson deserves his respect. But now let's get into the Heat versus the Bucks game. Now in this game, man, when people say Jimmy G buckets, you know what it stands for? Jimmy gets buckets. Jimmy Butler is an amazing player. Throughout the regular season, he looks like he's fallen off year after year. He looks like he's not the same guy as he was from the previous year. But when it comes time in the playoffs, he turns into a top 7 playoff performer of just ever. It's so crazy to watch him. Game 4, he put up 46 points. Game 5 to close out the MVP, the reigning MVP, the best player in the NBA, and dropped 42 points, hitting a clutch game-tying, sending to overtime layup, which was extremely difficult. Extremely. He was falling back, fade away. It just didn't look like it was going to go in. Jimmy Butler manages to get it in to send the Miami Heat to overtime. And it was just wild. In overtime, he didn't stop, kept attacking the Bucks, getting to the foul line, and he just made timely baskets one after another. Jimmy Butler is that guy when it comes to the playoffs. Bam Adebayo this entire series struggled, and he still struggled in Game 5 to close it out, but he looked better. He's actually looking to attack the rim, and he was actually looking to score. They got guys like Kevin Love, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, who are going to come in and do their jobs very well. They're going to hit open threes, going to hit shots, and that's exactly what happened. The Miami Heat hit the shots. They game planned very well. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in NBA history, I would say so. He's probably top 5, top 3 in the NBA right now. You put him with Greg Popovich, Eric Spoelstra's up there, Steve Kerr's up there. There's a lot of good coaches, but Eric Spoelstra is definitely top 5, top 3 if you ask some people, and maybe even top 2. Who knows? But, that was a very fun series to watch Giannis. Although, I am kind of disappointed that Giannis got hurt in this series and we didn't get to see the full potential of the Bucks versus the Heat, where, Giannis was healthy and was able to go full, just go full beast mode against the Heat. And, we got to wait till next season. But this does show that it's time to, trade Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton had a pretty good Game 5. It was pretty solid. He was hitting shots. But it just looks like, Chris Middleton has fallen off. And that's mainly due to age and injuries. But, I think that the roster construction of the Bucks was just not it. I think they need to make some very questionable, very big moves in this offseason to compete for the championship next season. Mike Budenholzer had Grayson Allen in, and I don't know what he was doing. He started calling the timeout when there was a couple seconds left, but he didn't make any plays. He didn't call any timeouts, and you had Grayson Allen with the ball in the final couple seconds where he had a wide open mid-range shot, but decided to drive into the paint, and the shot clock ran out, which didn't make any sense to me. So there's that. And these are the favorite series that I really paid attention to throughout this playoffs. You also got the series of the Lakers versus Grizzlies where, John Morant and the Desmond Bane and the Grizzlies, came out and they, pretty much blew out the Lakers. It was a fun game. LeBron James struggled. Anthony Davis had a good game. Austin Reeves had a pretty solid game. They came out, they did their job. But, the young guys in Desmond Bane, John Conchar had an amazing game. He hit his shots. John Morant had the and one layup over LeBron James. It was crazy. That's an athletic young player. And that's going to be a fun series going into the next round. Hopefully, I want to see the Lakers upset. Would you say it's an upset? I would say so because they are the lower seed. But I want to see the Lakers upset the Memphis Grizzlies to go on to, maybe finals. I want to see a Lakers finals. I want to see how that plays out. But yeah, guys. This is just my little quick updates, my quick little thoughts on the day so far. And, hit that subscribe button, like the video. Let's get to 1,370 subscribers. And let's get to 5 likes on this video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, YouTube.